Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson, and you're watching channeled messages from the councils, Councils of Light, Council of Nine, councils in general that have been around since the beginning of time or even before that. We bring this podcast, for lack of wording, every single week so we can take you to different coordinates that are given to us uh, for remembrance. Whenever you travel with us, there is a place that we go that has certain frequencies, certain coordinates, certain things there that will help whoever participates open up something in their psyche, in their bodies. It could be a gift, it could be a remembrance of who they are. It could be more of an awakening process. However it manifests for you, it's always for your greatest good. And we bring this because there are sometimes messages that are given directly for someone. There have been weeks where we have talked about someone watching this later on in the recording, and that person recognizes themselves and they acknowledge through email to me later on that yes, they had certain pains or they were going through certain difficulties or whatever it was, and when they did this programming, they activated something in them that brought them solace and peace and also clarity as to what they needed to do next. I do have one of our other members, and as you can see, the members do not have to appear here with the cameras on or even their real names. It's okay. You could just be here. So if you ever want to do this, you feel the calling, please email me, contact me wherever you find me, and we will talk about the details and figure out how to do this. So I open the floor now. Welcome everyone. And I want anyone that's watching this to please just close your eyes and take nice, deep, slow breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And you can then breathe normally after the third. And just settle. Trust the process. Surrender. And whenever we're ready.
12, 2, 3, 7, 1, pink. 12, 2, 3, 7, 1, pink.
Okay. So what I am experiencing is a crystal or a fountain made of all crystals, one big piece of crystal, I should say. And the liquid that's coming through it and flowing down is pink. I seem to be in like a cave that looks like a cathedral entrance. So the shape is not a round cave, but the shape of the ceiling is pointy, going down, and just very ornate. There's a lot of carvings and a lot of writing all around the walls, and yet the walls are made of crystal. So it's very interesting. There is exit entrance in back of the fountain. It continues going a few feet, and then in back of it, there's a entrance exit that goes into another place. But right now, this fountain is huge. It's throwing off a lot of energy. And the pink liquid just seems to be flowing naturally. There's no rush. It's just nice and soft. Um, and I feel like there's a lot of beings here, but I can't necessarily see a lot of beings. But I do feel there's a lot of beings here.
There's a very large crowd of beings. And I'm getting the image of a horse's head. Healthy head, not distorted or anything. It's just a horse's head is kind of floating above the crystals. Not quite sure what the significance of that is. The back exits, I have a distinct vision for, but the present one is a meeting place, but it also is a cleansing place. The pink liquid purifies or chases away negative blockages. And the surrounding crystals amplify the center crystals work that's being done. I suppose if we look very carefully at the crystals in the walls, you will see a thinner version of the pink liquid. But it's transmuting any negative blockages that might be present in anybody who gathers in this place. And there's beings from all over the galaxy. It's not just one group or another. And there's a deep resting. A lightness because of the negativity being banished. Serenity. We're being invited to touch the walls. And allow whatever we need to let go of to gently merge with the substance that is clarifying us. I'm feeling a great sense of energy surge through me. I liken it to powerful energy source bolting through me after touching the crystal walls.
And from what I just heard is that the markings of on the walls are helping intensify and amplify that energy. from the
Mhm.
liquid.
The horse's head apparently is symbolic of uh, the uh, planet that we're on. It's not really a planet, but way station that we're on. Um, Horses or horse-like beings uh, monitor and control's not the right word, um, but they secure and mm, maintain
Mm-hmm.
this way station.
Kind of like a manager.
Mm-hmm. I was a white horse, if anybody wants to know.
And it's strange because I'm seeing a unicorn,
Mm.
but I see the full unicorn. Um, I could tell that the head of the horse is there,
Mm-hmm.
but next to it is the unicorn just floating around at the same, like accompanying the horse, if you may.
The unicorn is partially responsible for the transmutation of energy, whereas the horse is more of a guardian, protectant. I just heard many horses neighing in the background.
And letting themselves know. Now I'm being invited to touch the liquid in the fountain. So, and if anybody wants to, just put your hands in one of the little pool areas. Just put your hand up to your wrists and just play with the water and let the water liquid um, do what it needs to do, what it's meant to do. And this is great, really good for the man who's going to watch this 2 to 3 days after the original live. Um, the gentleman is about 6'1". He's not, he's in shape, should say that. And he's normally working a lot with his mind, so he analyzes everything. I'm asking for you to release that side of your brain and just surrender to this process. It will transmute that energy that you're holding onto that is causing you so much damage. Um, and it will give you clarity as to the next steps that you have to take for the situation you're in. Let's just say that.
This person also has an ancestor who's present, and the ancestor's name is Nashahalo Ko. Um, Nashahalo Ko wants you to understand that the constant analysis is putting your health at risk and your relationships at risk.
Mhm.
He wants you to understand that by opening yourself to this experience and letting go of that uh, side of you, the intensity of it, you obviously have to hold on to it while you're working, but to begin the process of finding work that will allow you to be at peace and to be comfortable with who you are and not who society has created you to be. Your ancestors want you to know that they walk with you and they will embrace you all the way um, in your journey, and that you need not fear making that transition.
Mhm. There's like a energy or a emotion of release being felt by everyone here. So it's okay to have that sigh moment. It's just a release. And you found the clarity that you needed. And even if you're not conscious of it exactly right now, it's already in you. So it will manifest itself. And consciously, you will know what it is that you need to do. So
And
I am hearing pipes in the background.
hmm,
Sorry, go ahead. Just
okay,
wanted to say that.
the ancients want you to know that the society that people live in this age has really given us very distorted images of who we need to be. The ancestors want us to bravely put those images aside. Each of us is a gift of the divine,
Mhm.
a child of the divine, if you will. And who you are at your core is who you are. You have no need to apologize for that. We all are refined through the troubles and tribulations that we go through, the ancestors say. But we do not have to conform to arbitrary ideals, especially if we find that they are not in alignment with who we believe we are. Our ancestors want us to walk in truth. They want us to be single minded about that. But that single mindedness does not mean closed to understanding and having a relationship with the united oneness of the universe.
Mm.
I just saw a thunderbolt go through the crystal. and it brightened tremendously. I mean, not that it wasn't bright to begin with, but amplified by means that we don't have a way of measuring.
Mm-hmm. That's why I closed my eyes even tighter because I almost blinded. My reaction was to do that. But it is beautiful. It just takes it to a whole new level of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Now the pipes I'm hearing are like indigenous piping,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they're in the background and echoing so beautifully. So I'm gathering that that comes from the other room that's there, or the other, uh, say a room. I don't know what to call it yet. Um, but in this place, you see, or I'm feeling a lot of people coming, putting the stuff that they want to release into the fountain or onto the walls, is being transmuted, and then walking, after a moment, walking in through that passageway to the next location. Um,
And that takes us to a nebula of white brilliance. It's not a thick cloud. It's very wispy.
mhm,
You can see the stars through it. Um, but this nebula has mm, mm, stations, I'll call them, landing formats, if you will,
mhm,
places we can set our tushes. um, and it is a further descriptor of the light experienced in the other room,
mhm,
proclaiming, if you will, the vastness of who we are,
mhm,
of what we're made
mhm.
out of what we can be, out of the potential that the current society devoids us of.
Yes, yes. Mm. And as I'm setting my tushy in one of those places, um, once I landed, it's like a table just opened up in front of me. Um, and then things that I require, or it would be beneficial for me to eat or drink, or some are extremely, I cannot give you a name or description because they're not known to me in this present state that I'm in. But it's food and drink, let's just call it that. Um, and not only is it in front of me, but it's, say, for example, there's something that looks like an artichoke and it's just opening up. And the substance, what I really need, is just flowing out and coming to me. Like I don't have to actually go in there and take out one of the petals and, you know, eat it or anything. It's just the nutrients, I guess it would be. Whatever I require right now, whether it's courage or whether it's clarity, whether it's guidance, is just pouring into me from the table that's just appeared, the food. I am so lacking wording here. Oof. But you know, the good description of one of the things is like an artichoke flower. Um, wow.
It's
So,
as if you went to the most exotic places on earth and brought back the bounty of that
yep.
area, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So the foods may not be what we're accustomed to or recognizable if you
Right.
know, but they're from the bounty that was
Exactly.
gathered.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Sort of
there's all
straight from the farm to the table, so to speak.
open up a restaurant. No. Um, uh, there's also a pyramid on that table before I laughed my butt off.
Yeah.
And that pyramid is specifically for you, Glenda.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you said the table was set with things that you need, and
Right.
apparently you need this particular instrument
Mm-hmm.
to go with you when it's time to go.
Right. So that was going to be my next point. Whatever you encounter and experience, it's going to be coming with you um, to help you in your journey and to get you back on your path, or to open the door so you see your path. Um, and for those that do not understand what we came down here for, our path, our journey, is not just opening a door and seeing your whole course, is seeing your next step. You may have an incline of what your next two steps are, but seeing your next step, this is what you need to do to get here. And this is what you need. The next step is what you need to go over there. And, you know, contrary to some beliefs, they show you what you need to know at that moment, but they do not want you to understand fully because you still have free will. And they want you to take each step, owning it, accepting it, or not, because you still have free will. But they do not want to um, influence you to say yes, 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 just because you want the end step. Should always be about integrity, about growing, about soul evolution, about taking those steps to help increase the vibrations and the frequency within yourself and without yourself. Interesting. Have like a Rubik's Cube here.
Mhm.
And I used to love those. But at any rate, hmm.
I also see a reflection of the pink essence that was in the cave, quote unquote cave, that we were in. It's very very soft. Most of the cloud gases are white, but there is a soft pink that kind of dances through all of that image. Um, it's not a garish pink, it's just very, very soft, soothing,
Mm-hmm.
comforting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I go back to visually just seeing stars upon stars upon stars upon stars. Um, it's really quite incredibly beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we can get stuck in the thought that, the earth is all that is. Huh? Um, Not. And this is just revealing the incredible potential the galaxy and universe hold.
Mm-hmm. It's it is becoming a little harder for us to fully describe everything because the human vocabulary is very limited. But if you surrender and you go with us, you will definitely experience it for yourself.
Sometimes I wonder why take us to places that we don't have the capacity to describe accurately.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when you just allow yourself to go, um, it allows us to quiet that, some may say, monkey brain or that analytical brain or um, that conformity brain that we often reside in.
Mm-hmm.
And once you experience these places, you recognize that a lot of the credos that we grew up with are a bunch of malarkey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to be gracious with that. Um, Truly,
Mm-hmm.
it's rules are there for a reason to get us kind of started, but
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes people hang on to those rules, hold on to those structures, hold on to them with every ounce of their fiber. And we're being asked to let go of a lot of that,
Mm-hmm.
if not all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Recognizing that so many of the things that we struggle with, the answers are right in front of us if we get rid of all this extraneous stuff that we learned. Um, I had a teacher say once to me that you don't need to hold on to all the facts, all the information. So you just got to know where to look for it. And this is some place to look for it.
Mm-hmm.
This is some place to grow beyond where you've been.
Mm-hmm.
It's some place that will give you strength, will
Mm-hmm.
give you nourishment, will give you peace, and it's there for your taking.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people need peace right now. Not that we don't need peace all the time, but it seems like we're being bombarded with a lot of chaotic energy that isn't even ours, but it goes through us and it affects us. And right now, by surrendering to this and going these places, they're here to show us how peaceful you can be from within. You know, it's what you find within the divine energy that's within you that you share with others. Kindness isn't without on the outside. Kindness is within. It starts with you. It starts with that drop where you see the person in need, including yourself. You know, sometimes we just have to be kind to ourselves and give ourselves what we require, what we need. And I'm not talking about buying a gift, I'm talking about internally. We're giving ourselves the situations that were beyond our control, releasing all that energy. That's the only way. If we release, we're going to ascend. People think ascending is, you know, awakening a few times and learning a few things. It's not. It's learning how to let go of that boxed in feeling and let your mind wander and let your soul increase in vibration. That higher self that you have inside of you is connected to the divine beings, never losing that connection. It's whether you allow that connection to really be amplified through you. That's what's important.
It's similar to the notion that many of us have learned survival skills, and what we're being asked to do is to learn how to live.
Exactly. Exactly.
And if you say they're one and the same, that is indicative of the tapes that we've been told.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, it's a facade. It's not real. And when I say real, I mean authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you expand and start living life totally with your whole heart, mind, soul, and you jump in and you allow yourself to be spontaneous and all that it entails, you start reaping the joy and renewing hopes and reveling in wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a plane, so I'm getting a feeling that it is time that
Yep.
we start.
Yeah, I got the tap on my shoulder. So everyone just take one last look around and breathe in and absorb all that beautiful, calming, peaceful energy. If you were sitting and there was a table in front of you, take your things with you, accept them, because you still have free will whether you're going to leave them or not, but they came to you, so it's a gift. And then start to take deep breaths as we start to go and come back to this reality. 5, taking deep breaths and slowly walking down, like if you were walking down a set of steps. for those that need to envision something. And we get to the next floor, which is the 4th floor, and you gather some nice little crystals that are on the walls. And you touch that liquid again, just to finish releasing whatever you can release that. Continue going down 3. Just take a deep breath and allow yourself to just be for a moment. Continue taking those steps down. 2. Feel yourself going back into your body and acknowledging your environment, maybe whatever you're hearing or whatever you're smelling, whatever you're experiencing. And 1, thank yourself for allowing this trip. Take 3 deep breaths, nice and slow, and open your eyes whenever you're ready. We'd like to thank everyone that was here. Please don't forget to like, share, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe. This way you can continue getting notifications of all future stuff that we post, not just this program. And as always, have a great week and we love you. Bye.